Alright, figured it's time to make another vlog here. And, right now you're in my room right now. I'm going to see how messy this shit is. This is currently my room, as it is. Yeah, you got my all stuffed animals and crap, clothes piled everywhere. And you got Depeche Mode over here. And here's my laptop. Basically what I'm doing with this is what I'm running my Minecraft server on right now. I don't have it turned on right now. But I basically removed the battery, and I'm pretty much going to make this like my permanent server. Once I'm able to get more people on, that's when I'm thinking about making it like a 24-hour type of thing. But right now, there's not enough people that go on to justify it to make it go 24/7 a day. And my PS3, my keyboard. Here's my keyboard. I'll probably make a separate video showing off my custom build, but there it is. I've made videos in the past about it, but it's too dark and it's too, not enough lighting in here. Well, whatever. Anyway, here is a computer made in 1994. I discovered that it is not a Tandy computer. The monitor is made by Tandy. But the computer itself is called an AST Advantage. And this was actually a legit multimedia computer slash server type of thing that was really like big back in the early 90s. I think this computer came around 93, 94. This computer can hook up to 3 monitors in total. This graphics card is quite sophisticated for its time. I believe this is running on Windows 3.1. So this is before XP or Millennium or ME or anything like that. This is just like as old as it gets. Like when Microsoft really started to take over the market, that was when these computers were starting to really just come out in the marketplace. So let's turn this on. Actually, let's turn this button off. Before we do that, let's take a look at it. I know it's kind of like dirty and stuff, but it's a floppy drive. I don't think any of you have ever, well, not any of you, but I think a lot of you probably don't even know what a floppy drive is because you haven't been like around to see them. And there's a disk drive. Now these disk drives are really legit. These optical drives, they weren't in a lot of computers at that time. And only like the uber powerful machines had these available in them. So, because after all, back in early 90s, they didn't really have CDRs in wide circulation yet. And at that time, the record companies only made CDRs just to distribute them to the top radio stations around the country and around the world. And mainly because CDRs are so easily piratable, as they obviously are right now. In this day and age, nothing's really changed with that. But CDRs were only limited to radio stations in the early 90s, really. And then it wasn't really until like 1993, 95 that the public started to get them more and more often. And then in 1998, they were commonplace, and then they came out with portable CD players. And that was the big shit back then when I was like 8 years old, banging the shit out of my trunk with a portable CD player. It was a different time back then, it really was. But so for a computer to have this back in 1994 was a big deal. You could see that it even has its own headphone jack, which is also really legit, and its own volume dial. So I don't know if this optical drive has its own sound card in it, which would be pretty amazing if it did. Or maybe it just has a hookup to the sound card. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the 1994 way of making computers, but let's not delay any further. Alright, so it's on. I think I gotta turn the monitor on. Alright, take 3. Finally got it to work. So we're gonna see the boot up screen for the first time. Alright, here we go. Starting up. And here we go. Let's see. Oh my god, look at the scan lines. 8 megabytes of memory. Hardcore. Yeah, this is that DOS shit, man. This is about as old as it gets. Starting MS-DOS, that's what they called it back then. I mean, back then, even though they still had the GUI implemented, it was still, MS-DOS was really what it was still called. Because that's really what it was, you know. The GUI was only supposed to make it easier, and now it's funny how it's different in this day and age where the GUI is emphasized rather than the actual code that runs underneath it. This is version 3.1. This is old. This is really, really old. And it still works. But it's really old. And the boot up to this computer is actually quite fast, and now it's all done. And this was basically the first, well, not the first PC, but this is basically a high performance PC right here. And over here you have the keyboard, and I don't have the mouse plugged in. The mouse is antiquated as fuck, let me tell you. Oh. But over here you can have that. Basically, you know what, I'll just hook up the mouse real quick. I'll show you.